I figured I'd take a break from covering all the constant Niji-Sanji drama and instead cover something a little bit more interesting. Now, as you may or may not remember, Pipkin Pippa got into a bit of hot water a while ago because she used AI to create a fake VTuber group, gave them all names and personalities, and then turned it over to her community to do whatever they wanted with it. But since she used AI to make the art, a lot of people were very upset. Well, it seems that since then, Novel AI, a company that uses generative AI to assist with both writing stories and with generating images, has actually collaborated directly with Pipkin Pippa. And as far as promotions go, I think this is genuinely the first and possibly the only AI VTuber collaboration. So let's dig in and see what the community had to say. Now, of course, people immediately started memeing, saying that we're gonna get a new flavor generation. Other people saying, oh god, they're sponsoring her addiction. And yeah, she was pretty addicted to making AI art for a little bit. Others saying, we will make the most legendary AI generated cat girl ever. Others simply supporting the idea, saying this is gonna be great. Or, Pippa, what the fuck, this is cool. But you don't have to search for very long to find people who do not approve of this collaboration. Such as this user who says, as a VTuber, this is so disappointing. You would be nothing without your artists. Do better, dude. Which, for anyone unaware, all image generating AI are trained on other people's art that was scraped from the internet en masse without credit or compensation. So as such, a lot of artists are very upset because they feel like their work is being stolen and repurposed to make works of art very, very quickly and either free or very, very cheaply for other people without them getting a piece of the pie. So a very large majority of the art community is very upset anytime image generating AI is mentioned. And that trend continues as we have another user here saying, pathetic on all fronts. The VTuber for feeding the machine that kills art, you for running it, and also you again for having such low quality that you would need to promote yourself by using a low integrity VTuber. Can't wait for Nightshade to destroy you. Some people getting simple and straight to the point with their criticism, such as saying, you are a disgrace of a VTuber. Or this comment saying, a troll libertarian anti-Semite supporting AI? Count me surprised. I've actually never heard the term troll libertarian, but I do think it's hilarious and I'm definitely stealing that. Incredibly disappointed that you would support this at all. Why not hire actual artists? And on the topic of hiring artists, I would like to point out that Face Connect, the company, whenever it comes to merchandising or promotional art or anything in that regard, they're either using in-house talents such as Sheena to draw their art, or they are indeed simply hiring artists. AI art is really just a hobby for Pippa, and for anything remotely meaningful, the company consistently uses real artists to do all of their stuff. And the last comment I wanted to review was particularly baffling for me because it says, this is so insulting to everyone who worked on her model. And just to prove a point, I went to the artist and rigger that made Pippa's model, and then I did a search to see if they have ever once mentioned AI art or having an issue with it. The illustrator of her model has never mentioned AI art, and while the rigger has never made a post about AI art, they do say, do not use for AI learning in their bio. And to really put a nail in the coffin as to whether or not her hobby of AI art is damaging her relationship with artists, a year after her original AI art controversy, her illustrator went out and made this piece of what I assume is fan art for Pipkin Pippa. It doesn't specify if this is a commission or just something that they decided to do, but either way, I feel like this demonstrates that the artist doesn't resent Pippa despite the AI art controversy. And the same is true of the rigger, who has also done work for Pippa, despite her being embroiled in the AI art controversy, and they themselves stating in their bio they don't want their art used as learning for generative AI art. The point that I'm trying to make is that I don't think the artists who worked on her model are insulted, on account of the fact that they're still getting paid. My goal here isn't to defend AI art specifically. It turns out that Pippa is actually live right this very moment, doing her sponsored stream, creating, quote, increasingly jarring AI images. So I just wanted to play you a random clip of the stream.
Like the color style, this is really cool. This is really cool. Yeah, it gave me abs for some reason. That's fake, that's too cute to be Pippa. The real Pippa looks more like reanimated vomit. Just kidding, excuse me? Excuse me? The meds wore off. Yeah, the meds wore off.
Actually, one last thing before I go. Pippa specifically said in this stream that when she's using an artist for references, she wants to use artists who are long since dead, such as Leonardo da Vinci. So she's at least making an effort to not actively steal the specific style of any one particular artist. I'm sure that probably won't sway too many people, but I just figured I'd throw that detail in here, because I feel like it's relevant. The next piece of news that I wanted to cover today is Canine Kuro apparently had no idea what Ramadan was, which for anyone equally unaware is a Muslim holy day. He's quoted here saying, "What the fuck is a Ramadan month? Is that like a convention or..." And unsurprisingly, the internet roasted him pretty good for this, which even after he deleted it, people are still reposting screenshots to make fun of him. The story behind this slip up is actually kind of mildly amusing. He was actually making a tweet about how he didn't want NSFW art because he was scared of what could happen because of past experiences. But he eventually relented and did create K9NSFW for his NSFW tag after he realized that you can actually mute tags. To which a fan responded, "God please, not in this Ramadan month. I need to hold in my inner horny until next month." And that's where he made the infamous post, and they immediately explain it's a holy month that you need to fast to clean your soul, and no horny and no NSFW. This commenter going on to say that they have to fast for like 8 to 9 hours, to which he makes the joke, "Doesn't sound that fast to me," which I know it's a dumb pun, but it made me giggle. I was actually pleasantly surprised that out of all of the hate that I typically see anytime someone in this community says anything remotely uncouth, this one was actually pretty tame, and I didn't see the insane amount of rage and backlash that I typically expect from this sort of slip up. I think part of the reason that this didn't blow up into a much bigger controversy is that instead of doubling down like a lot of content creators tend to do, he immediately deleted the tweet and apologized. He apologized, he acknowledged his comment was insensitive, confessed to his own ignorance, claims he's been educated. Honestly, all things considered, his apology seems very genuine in my opinion. Now, although there were plenty of people who found his comment cringe, even the people who were irritated with him appear to have forgiven him. And on his tweet where he apologized, it seems that the overwhelming majority of people who identify as Muslim completely forgive him, with many of them posting Ramadan Kareem, while others saying that being Muslim themselves, they never thought much of it to begin with. Presumably because he was very clearly not being malicious and just being snarky. At the end of the day, Ramadan is the month of forgiveness, and that seems to be the theme that I've seen, and with only maybe 1 or 2 minor outliers, I really haven't seen backlash from the Muslim community. You might argue that since there was basically no backlash, this hardly counts as a story, but I still want to feature it anyway because it shows that it is possible for someone to have a public slip-up and for us to not all collectively lose our minds over it. It is possible to handle things in a mature and positive way and learn from your mistakes instead of everything burning to the ground immediately. And if you'll forgive me for stepping on my soapbox and preaching for just a moment, I will say, despite the horrific stereotypes about people of the Islamic faith, I've genuinely had nothing but positive experiences with the English-speaking Muslims that I've met in my life. At the end of the day, Islam means peace, so those who are practicing it faithfully are generally peaceful people. The next thing that I want to talk about is the adorable duo Fuwamoco, pictured here enjoying some donuts at a Japanese cafe. Apparently they went to Akihabara and went to a Mr. Donut with their manager. Now, you might think that this is a pretty un-newsworthy post, all things considered, right? Well, actually that's where you'd be wrong, as this kicked off a massive wave of art, memes, and even the business itself getting absolutely swamped with attention. As far as the art is concerned, allow me to draw your attention to this adorable pondering party. Not enough? How about some more? I think you get the idea. Psych, here's another one. And another one. Even dogs are getting in on the memes. And as you can see here, people are lined up around the corner to get some pondering donuts from Mr. Donut because of their posts. Honestly, this made my day. This was so heartwarming. I'm so happy. And that's everything I wanted to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye, guys!